Have you ever wondered what happens when a narcissist perceives you as too strong for their liking? Today we're diving deep into this intriguing topic to uncover the dynamics at play when personal power becomes a threat in the eyes of a narcissist. Stick with me, this is going to be enlightening. Hi friends, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Tammy M. Joyce, the founder of Tammy M. Coaching and the creator of the Freedom Class, a transformative 8-week coaching program designed to help individuals heal and recover from codependency and narcissistic abuse. If you're curious about working with me or my team, you'll find a link in the description below to apply for a free one-on-one consultation. Now, let's jump right in. What truly unfolds when a narcissist encounters someone whose strength, confidence, and inner power surpasses their comfort zone? The answer lies in the type of narcissist you're dealing with, as their reactions can vary, but one thing is certain: your strength will inevitably disrupt their sense of control. For a more overt, grandiose narcissist, your personal power might initially appear to be an irresistible challenge. They're drawn to strength, seeing it as a reflection of their own perceived superiority. Your confidence and resilience act as a magnet, pulling them in with the promise of something formidable to conquer. But this honeymoon phase doesn't last. When a grandiose narcissist realizes they cannot easily manipulate, dominate, or deceive you, your strength transforms from a source of attraction into a thorn in their side. The very qualities they once admired now become obstacles to their need for control. This shift frustrates them deeply, often leading to retaliatory behaviors they believe are entirely justified. Their anger and sense of entitlement fuel a cycle of manipulation, where they attempt to diminish your power to restore their dominance. On the other hand, a fragile, covert narcissist reacts differently, but just as destructively. At first, your strength, courage, and personal integrity might captivate them, serving as an alluring counterbalance to their perceived vulnerabilities. But as your light begins to illuminate their own inadequacies, insecurities, and moral shortcomings, the admiration fades. What once felt inspiring to them now feels threatening. In the covert narcissist's mind, you transform into the villain, the adversary who exposes their flaws, and predictably, they cast themselves in the role of the eternal victim. This victim narrative is a hallmark of covert narcissism. They are always the wronged party, even when they've orchestrated and perpetuated the very circumstances they claim to suffer from. Does this sound familiar? If so, you might be dealing with a covert narcissist. Understanding these patterns is key to navigating relationships with narcissists, whether overt or covert. Recognizing how your strength and resilience trigger their insecurities can empower you to protect yourself emotionally and psychologically. Remember, their reaction to your personal power is not about you, it's a reflection of their inability to handle their own internal struggles. If you'd like to explore this topic further, I recommend checking out my other videos on covert narcissism, linked here and here. As always, knowledge is power, and the more you understand, the better equipped you'll be to thrive despite the challenges posed by narcissistic individuals. Thank you for spending time with me today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, remember, your strength is your superpower. Never let anyone diminish it. What many people fail to understand is that narcissists don't typically target just anyone. They are drawn to individuals who shine brightly. If you've caught the attention of a destructive narcissist, it's not because of any flaws or weaknesses. On the contrary, it's likely because you bring extraordinary qualities to the table. You possess an inner light that radiates through your kindness, empathy, and decency. You're not perfect, no one is, but your goodness and strength stand out. You embody qualities that a narcissist, deep down, envies but cannot genuinely replicate. In addition to your emotional intelligence, you are probably quite accomplished in other ways: smart, driven, and capable. You're someone who enhances the atmosphere around you, a person who naturally elevates those you interact with. For a narcissist, being associated with you at first is intoxicating. You make them look better simply by being in their orbit, and they thrive on this reflected glory. In their mind, your strengths, your confidence, success, and charisma are assets they can exploit for their gain. After all, the narcissist operates from a self-centered mindset, forever asking, "What's in it for me?" But here lies the paradox. The very traits that make you attractive to a narcissist, initially your independence, resilience, and personal power, soon become a threat to their carefully crafted facade. Narcissists need control to sustain the illusion of superiority they project to the world. The idea of someone outshining them, or even standing as their equal, is intolerable. To maintain dominance, they feel compelled to diminish you, subtly or overtly, so they can reassert their authority. The transition from admiration to antagonism is inevitable. At first, their appreciation for your strengths might seem genuine. They may shower you with praise, acknowledging your capabilities in a way that feels validating. However, as the relationship progresses, this dynamic shifts. The narcissist begins to see your power and independence not as assets but as challenges to their dominance. The timeline for this change varies. Sometimes it happens swiftly, almost as if a switch is flipped. Other times, it creeps in gradually, catching you off guard. When this shift occurs, it's unmistakable. The admiration they once expressed turns into criticism, manipulation, or attempts to undermine your confidence. It's not because you've changed, but because your light has become too bright for them to handle. They need to dim it to preserve their illusion of control. The reality of their insecurity starts to seep through, and their actions reveal the fragile ego behind their grandiose exterior. Recognizing this shift is both painful and empowering. It's painful because it reveals the transactional nature of their affection, but it's empowering because it sheds light on the truth. Your strength was never the problem, it was always their fear of being overshadowed. Understanding this allows you to reclaim your power and recognize your worth, independent of anyone else's validation. You are dynamite, and no amount of manipulation can take that away. While a covert narcissist might excel at hiding the storm of fear, jealousy, and insecurity that your strength and personal power stir within them, their overt counterpart is far less restrained. The shift in their demeanor can be startling, swinging from the composed and charming Dr. Jekyll to the explosive and vindictive Mr. Hyde in an instant. Overt narcissists wear their emotions more plainly, their wounded egos and triggers slipping through the cracks for all to see. In contrast, covert narcissists, well, they operate with a certain finesse, masking their true intentions behind a facade so polished it's almost artistic. In my experience, all narcissists share a certain phoniness and sneakiness, but covert narcissists take this duplicity to another level entirely, adding a layer of insidious subtlety to their already manipulative nature. That said, understanding the core dynamics of narcissistic behavior is crucial. Narcissists thrive on dominance and control, drawing their sense of worth from their ability to dictate the terms of every relationship. As long as their needs are met and their egos are stroked, they seem amiable, perhaps even charming. But make no mistake, this equilibrium is fragile. The moment you assert your independence, set a boundary, or simply shine too brightly in their presence, the balance shatters. Whether it's an intentional act or merely the effortless expression of your authentic self, it doesn't matter, the result is the same. Their ego takes a hit, a profound, destabilizing blow that you likely didn't even mean to deliver. And here's the kicker, it's not about you. It's about them, their unresolved wounds, their fragile sense of self, and their unrelenting need for validation. Still, the fallout lands squarely in your lap. When a narcissist feels cornered, when they can't gaslight you into submission, dominate you into compliance, or manipulate you into doubting your worth, they resort to other, more insidious tactics. Denied their usual arsenal of control, they pivot, shifting their attacks to target not just you but how others perceive you. This passive-aggressive form of sabotage can be even more destructive than direct confrontation. Covert manipulation, by its very nature, is harder to detect and even harder to counter. They craft a narrative designed to undermine your reputation, planting seeds of doubt in the minds of those around you, all while maintaining the appearance of innocence themselves. The key to navigating this treacherous terrain lies in maintaining clarity. Their behavior is a reflection of their inner turmoil, not your worth. It's critical to remember that their tactics are not about you. Your brilliance, authenticity, and resilience are simply the mirror reflecting back their own inadequacies. By recognizing their limitations and refusing to internalize their projections, you reclaim your power, rendering their manipulations ineffective. At the end of the day, their war is with themselves, even if they try to make you the battlefield. When you stand firm against a narcissist, refusing to be controlled or manipulated, you inadvertently become a threat to their fragile facade. This perceived threat strikes at the heart of their false persona, prompting them to respond in the only way they know how, by attempting to control the narrative surrounding you. Long before you even sense an issue, they will have begun a campaign to discredit, demean, and diminish you. Their goal is to manipulate how others see you, ensuring that their version of reality overshadows the truth. Narcissists thrive on deception. They are masterful at weaving lies, sometimes by outright fabrications, other times by calculated omissions, and they do so effortlessly, without a shred of guilt, shame, or remorse. Their duplicity allows them to perform for the world, putting on a polished facade of harmony and goodwill. But behind the scenes, they are hard at work, launching covert attacks on your character the moment you turn away. It doesn't matter who you are to them: a friend, a colleague, a partner, or even their own child. Narcissistic parents are notorious for vilifying children they cannot dominate or control, eroding their confidence as a means of maintaining power. In family dynamics, this behavior extends even further. Narcissistic in-laws are quick to undermine newcomers, fearing that the outsider might shift the family's perception in ways that threaten their control. Narcissistic siblings, relatives, and even friends or co-workers follow the same script, motivated by the need to hide their own relational transgressions. Their actions are not personal, they are a reflection of their own insecurities and fears. But for you, the target, it can feel deeply personal and painfully isolating. At the core of this behavior is the narcissist's desperate need to maintain a sense of superiority, dominance, and control. In the beginning, their charm and charisma can make them seem irresistibly attractive, drawing you into their world. But as the relationship unfolds, your strength and independence inevitably become a problem. Why? Because narcissists cannot handle individuals who are self-reliant, confident, and resistant to manipulation. To them, your resilience is a threat, a glaring reminder of their own inadequacies. Strong individuals, those who think independently, set boundaries, and live authentically, are the narcissist's ultimate challenge. These are people who trust themselves, rely on their own judgment, and are grounded in a clear sense of self-worth. They do not seek external validation, nor are they swayed by the opinions of others. This self-assuredness is precisely what the narcissist cannot tolerate. It disrupts the dynamic they seek to establish, where their target is dependent, pliable, and easily controlled. For the narcissist, someone like you does not fit into their plans. They cannot play their twisted games with someone who refuses to engage in the chaos. When faced with your strength, they will resort to desperate measures, not only smearing your reputation to others, but also seizing every opportunity to belittle and undermine you. Their aim is to strip you of your confidence, to make you doubt yourself, and ultimately to regain the upper hand. But take heart, your strength is your shield. The very qualities that make you a target also make you resilient. If you've ever experienced this kind of triggering effect on a narcissist, you're not alone. Many have faced similar battles, and there is hope for healing and empowerment. If you're currently dealing with narcissistic abuse, consider exploring resources designed to help you reclaim your power. My 8-week transformational coaching program, the Freedom Class, is tailored to support individuals like you in breaking free from the toxic grip of narcissistic relationships. If this resonates with you, Check the link in the description below to apply for a free one-on-one consultation with me or a member of my team. Remember, your strength, courage, and confidence are not weaknesses, they are your greatest assets. And while the narcissist may attempt to diminish you, they can never truly extinguish the light that shines from within you. They seem to find joy in pointing out every mistake, flaw, or perceived shortcoming you might have, as if they're on a mission to ensure you never think too highly of yourself. Feeling good about yourself, or allowing anyone else to see you in a positive light, seems to be forbidden territory in their world. With unsettling delight, they'll dredge up your history, using past mistakes as a weapon to hold you hostage. No matter how much you've grown, how far you've come, or how deeply you've transformed over the years, they'll treat your past as if it were a picture frozen in time, hanging on the wall to remind you of your so-called failings. They do this not out of love, care, or concern, but as a calculated tactic to chip away at your self-worth and sense of identity. They'll exploit your vulnerabilities with precision, honing in on the areas where you feel weakest. With every comment, every act of subtle or overt manipulation, they plant seeds of doubt, forcing you to question your value and even your reality. Their aim is to make you second-guess yourself so thoroughly that you start internalizing the guilt, shame, and fear they've projected onto you. What's more insidious is that this behavior doesn't stem from anything you've done, but rather from their own unaddressed feelings of inferiority, shame, and insecurity. It's their internal chaos driving them to inflict emotional and psychological harm on others, cloaked in cruelty that's difficult to comprehend unless you've been on the receiving end of it. Sadly, this is the essence of narcissistic abuse, a relentless cycle of control, manipulation, and emotional undermining. And make no mistake, this happens every single day, often in subtle ways that leave the victim questioning themselves rather than the abuser. So, how can you escape this toxic web and reclaim your peace of mind? First and foremost, creating distance between you and the narcissist is crucial. Separate yourself as much as possible to cut off their access to what is known as narcissistic supply. If it's feasible, disengage entirely, cut ties, and cauterize the wound. For those unable to cut contact completely, the grey rock method is a powerful tool. This technique involves becoming as unresponsive and unremarkable as a grey rock, giving them no emotional reactions to feed on. If you're unsure how to implement this, I've explained it in greater detail in another video you can access through the provided link. Once you've reduced contact, or better yet, gone no contact, it's time to focus on your healing. This isn't just about moving on, it's about actively reclaiming your power and rebuilding your self-esteem. Healing is the foundation of breaking the subconscious patterns that might have attracted such individuals into your life in the first place. This work allows you to sever ties not only with the person, but also with the dynamics that have kept you stuck in their orbit. Equally important is learning to set boundaries. Healthy, firm boundaries are a non-negotiable life skill, and yet many of us were never taught how to establish them effectively. It's time to become a boundary badass who confidently protects their mental health and personal well-being. This is about safeguarding not just your peace, but also the overall quality of your life. If you find this challenging, don't worry, you're not alone. Developing the ability to set boundaries and reclaim your autonomy is a skill I cover extensively in the Freedom Class program. In this transformational journey, I share life-changing insights and practical tools that will empower you to break free from cycles of manipulation and emotional abuse. Before wrapping up, I want to invite you to explore more resources that can support your healing journey. Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated with my weekly videos. You can also join my free web class via the link in the description below, where I share my personal journey and decades of research in recovery from narcissistic abuse and codependency. You'll learn practical, actionable strategies that you can start using today to reclaim your power and live the life you deserve. Healing is possible, freedom is attainable, and a life of peace and confidence awaits you. Let's take that first step together.